Okay, let's go ahead and look at your project, chapter 4 and 5 project. So you are going to create a simple game using a discrete random variable. For example, rolling a fair die, choosing a number from a standard deck of playing cards, or using a spinner to select a number, or any combination of those. Please note your game must have at least 10 outcomes, 10 possible outcomes, so that's your sample set. And each outcome must be a discrete random variable. So that means countable and numeric. If necessary, round final answers to 3 significant digits. Okay, so step 1, which you can do now. So as we go through chapter 5, you're going to learn more. But as of right now, what you can do is describe your game. Describe how to play your game. Then make a sample space of possible outcomes. Number 3 is a probability distribution, which we have not learned yet. That's part of chapter 5. The rest of these are probability distributions. Number 8 is the next one that you can do. Decide which outcome will win. Find the theoretical probability of winning. And 10 theoretical probability of losing. So I'm going to give you an example here in a minute of a game that I created. Then you can have 4 people play your game 3 times and you'll record the results. So you have spots for that. And then empirical probability, remember that's your experimental. So you're going to find what actually happened. What's the probability of winning? What's the complement of winning? And then answer each one of those. And then the rest of this, 16 through 20, you'll learn more in chapter 5. So let me show you my example. Okay, so my example project is describe how to play the game. So I'm going to have someone spin 2 different spinners. The first spinner has 3 equally spaced sections with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. And the second spinner has 5 equally spaced sections with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I actually went online and just found these spinners. So I can actually go to the spinner. You can create your own spinner, which is really kind of neat. Instead of doing it by hand, you can create your own. So then you write down what you got on the first spin of spinner 1, first spin of spinner 2. So my sample space is all the possible outcomes. So like getting a 1, 1, getting a 1, 2, a 1, 3. So those are all the possible outcomes. So there's 15 possible outcomes. So remember for yours, it'll be you need to have at least 10 possible outcomes. Another option that you could do, instead of just writing what the outcomes are, you could say the sum of the spins. So I could have done 1 plus 1 is 2. So my sample space would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So that's an option that you can do. If you don't want to do a spinner, that's fine. You can do rolling 2 dice. It's up to you. You come up with your own game. All right, so 5, 6, 7. Those are all chapter 5 stuff, so we'll talk about that after we do chapter 5. So number 8 says decide which outcome will win. So spinning an even in 2 spins. That's going to be what I consider winning the game. So if somebody got 2 even, so look back at my outcomes. So 2, 2 and 2, 4 are the only winning outcomes. So then my theoretical probability would be probability of winning, probability of getting a 2, 2 or a 2, 4. So that would be 2/15, which I rounded to 3 decimal places. probability of losing, which would be the complement of winning. So I just subtracted probability of winning from 1. So those are things you can already do now. And then if you want to ask me if your game will work, you can send me what you have and I'll look over and tell you, yes, that'll work, or no, you need to do this or that before you go and have someone actually play it. So after you're sure your game is good, then you'll have people play your game. It'll be 4 people. On the packet, it says like a classmate, a friend, a teacher, a family member. Write down their name on there. So I haven't done this yet, but I will, and I'll show you more on this once we get chapter 5 done. And then you'll answer the other questions. So hopefully that helps give you an idea of what kind of game you can create. It doesn't have to be super elaborate. It just needs to be something with outcomes that are numeric and randomized. So the spinners make it randomized. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be posting up another video as we go through and learn chapter 5 so that you can do the other parts.